the greatest presence among us is approximately 2.3496%. Meaning that the rest of them, you can only have 100%. Okay? This is not like the weather. So you can only have 100%. The most aware person on earth came here that much. All the rest of us are less. For the sake of this conversation, we're going to round that down to 2%. So that's the most aware person we've got. That means that 98% is still spirit. And the rest is here. The difference between 1.9% is huge. It's absolutely gigantic. Because look at the percent of this that it is. Because remember that 2% now becomes 100%. So it takes a very small percentage variation in a very small percentage to be a large variation. Make sense? Shortest route I know to gratitude and respect and appreciation in all of these beasts that we really truly need is to remind yourself repeatedly of that. To remind yourself repeatedly of the difference between 98% and 2%. If you had 2% of the data you needed in order to answer a question, how sure would you be of your answer?
2% sure.
Maybe even less than 2% sure. So if you're, how many of you act like you're here more than 2%? How many of you, honest to goodness, act like you're here 100%? I don't mean here in this room, because we've already done damage to that. But as you walk around in the world, how many of you operate as if you're actually here? It's got to be almost all of you. So you're flying in the face of that kind of loss. By the way, that doesn't mean that the 98% isn't here. So how aware is the 98% of the 2%? Completely. It's completely aware of it. The 98% experiences no loss of the 2% at all. Because the 98% doesn't play by time and space. The 2% plays by time and space. So how aware is the 2% of the loss of 98%?
Not at all.
In a distant galaxy, long, long, far, far away. Everything you do is seeking to have you not, wow, Jack, good garden.
Garden fresh cucumbers for lunch today.
The 2% is aware of almost nothing but the loss of that. It has nothing else to do but be aware. What does it do in an attempt to find that? searches. It searches to try and find that. Does this make sense? It's searching to try and find that.
That's the something missing.
That's the something missing. 98% is missing on an ongoing basis. And by the way, you're still all of this.
I was gonna say the 98% doesn't perceive it as separate ever, so it
No.
doesn't, there's no
The
separate.
98% isn't missing anything. The
Not missing.
2% is missing 98%.
Everything.
And bluffing all the while. Claiming that it's not missing anything. Because it knows something, Joe, for sure. This is the old line, this time for sure, Bowinkle.
Is it really not here?
It's really not here.
It's really not here.
No,
It's
it's
just
really
we haven't
truly
accessed
not
it.
here.
It's not inside.
No. It's really not here.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's everywhere you're not. It's really not here. It couldn't fit. If I gave you a gallon container and 10 gallons of water, and I said, put these in that,
Well, what's,
you would go, yeah, but it's really, no, it's not there.
isn't it true we have the universe in us? That's the 98. That's not a.
That's a legitimate question.
Yeah, I thought it was
Why
all
would
in
somebody
me.
as superior as you deny that question when she asked it?
That's what I've been told. That's what I've told myself.
And that's what you've been told. There
And
have
that's
been
what I've
plenty
been
of people
told.
who are good. Any evidence for it?
Well, I pretend that it's there. That's what I think. I pretend that it's there.
And how's that working?
I think I'm finding something that I'm not. It's not working.
It's not working very well.
But I didn't know that that's what I was doing. That's what
Jackie
I've
knew
been-
enough to go to the garden to pick cukes. She didn't try under the table first.
I won't. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Is it in there?
Perhaps. But
Perhaps.
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 Don't you like perhaps better?
Perhaps. Yeah, I do.
Isn't perhaps much nicer?